the most common critiques about him because context matters, and yes, it is that deep. Critics say he holds the ball too long, that's why he gets hit. All right, look at this. Sanders was pressured on 46% of his dropbacks. That is not a little bad. That is nearly half the time that he drops back. The league average is 26.5%. So before you blame the quarterback, you have to admit reality that the pocket is collapsing constantly. Then people say every rookie struggles like this. No, they don't. Look at the rookie comparison. Other rookies are living in the mid-20s to low 30s pressure range. Sanders is at 46%. That's not the same problem. That is an entirely different sport. Next critique. Bad offensive lines happen every year, so stop making excuses. Cool. Now look at the historical context. The typical worst season sits around 35% pressure. Even rare outliers are around 39%, but Sanders is at 46%. That is not normal bad O-line. That is historically abnormal. Now, the loudest take, he gets sacked too much, so he must be terrible. But watch what happens when you use context. His sack rate is 7.7%, league average is 6.8%. So yes, sacks are happening, but with historic pressure, you would expect him to be way worse than the average, and he isn't. Then comes my favorite critique. He creates his own sacks. That is where that claim dies. Look at pressure to sack conversion. Sanders is at 15%. The league average is 21%. That means when pressure happens, he actually avoids sacks better than the average quarterback. So sacks aren't primarily because he's clueless, it's because pressure is showing up non-stop. Then people say, just throw it faster. Okay, here's the timing. Cleveland pressure arrives around 2.25 seconds. That is earlier than the league average. So yes, Sanders' time to throw is 3.4 seconds, which is long. That's on him sometimes, of course, but it is also a part of his playmaking. And what matters is pressure is arriving before routes fully develop, so a lot of plays turn into survival mode. Next claim is the line isn't even that bad, but the pass block win rate says otherwise. Cleveland is at 49% pass block win rate. The league average is 56%. That gap is massive, and it means the line is losing quickly and often, which forces the quarterback into scramble, throwaway, or sack situations. And the final critique is he cannot operate from the pocket. How do you even prove that if he rarely gets one? Sanders has a clean pocket on 32% of dropbacks. The league average is 58%. So you are evaluating pocket QB ability when he's getting a clean pocket only half as often as everyone else. That is not evaluation. That is setting him up to look bad. This isn't about saying that he was perfect. It's about acknowledging the system that maximized the full amount of difficulty for him. And when you ignore pressure, protection, and structure, you are analyzing a quarterback wrong. And instead